to capitalize off name, image, and likeness at Notre Dame as good or better than anywhere else you're looking at.
But they also understand that if their academics aren't in place, if their football's not right, then the amount of opportunities are going to be affected.
The two teams playing for the CFB Playoff Championship also have the nation's two largest football budgets. Men lie, women lie, but money don't. Ladies and gentlemen, this national championship between Ohio State and Notre Dame is no coinky dink. These are two of the most well-fed money-wise in the world of college football and really collegiate athletics. So today we're going to talk about the showdown from the angle of the mass amounts of money that's behind both of these programs. They are juiced to the gills. And of course, we're going to go at the end and give our predictions. So get down there in the comments, see who you think is going to win. Is money going to win? You got Ohio State, Notre Dame. Let me know. Leave a like on the video if you like it, dislike if you don't like it, subscribe if you enjoy college football content. A little different vibration. Going into the final game of the season, the Natty Boom Blatty. We gotta hate watch. I'm a Texas fan. Y'all know what happened to us. You know what I'm saying? Sark absolutely pissed down his leg and, let our dreams fade away to the gosh dang big bad wolf over there in Ohio State. But it's all right. It's all good. It's all dandy. I can throw some shade in a different way, in an educational way, to tell you how much gosh darn money Ohio State has. Now, please ignore the fact that on a lot of these lists, the University of Texas is like number 2 or 3 or 1. Ignore that, because that's not. Come on, man. I'm trying to push propaganda. I'm trying to push a certain, you know what I mean? That don't align with the narrative that I'm trying to paint. So don't pay attention to that. I'm trying to cover the screen. I can't see it. But Ohio State's got a lot of money, and Notre Dame has a lot of money. So let's kind of slowly walk through these little situations here. So Riley Leonard, starting at the top, and Will Howard landed multi-million-dollar NIL, well, not multi-million-dollar deals, collectives out of the transfer portal. Notre Dame and Ohio State investments have paid off. So, again, these are two transfer quarterbacks who got paid handsomely, right? And it's so crazy to think about this. $1 million is $1.5 million. It was also cited that Cam Ward got 1.5 from Miami. Decent price for them. Well, now Carson Beck is getting numbers in the range of $4 million. You got that new Duke quarterback who just left. Not Duke, sorry. Where did he go? Did he go to Duke? I think it was Duke, but I think it was Duke. It was the Tulane transfer who's getting $4 million a year too. Like, the money is getting so fast, so exponentially, so quick. So just to lay that out there. And then, obviously, we have that situation that we're going to get into. Here is the actual list. The streak continues with this Ohio State win against my Longhorns. The more valuable college athletic program has won every single college football playoff game. Ohio State at number 1 and Texas are the two most valuable. Ignore that. Are the two most valuable athletic programs in the NCAA. So here you go. You have Ohio State University, University of Texas, whatever this maroon atrocity is, at number 3. University of Michigan, University of Alabama, Notre Dame at number 6. So by all intents and purposes, both top 10 there. And then NIL versus NLI also goes on to say, no parity here. Money talks in college football. The two teams playing for the CFB Playoff Championship also have the nation's two largest football budgets. So Ohio State at $72.4 million and Notre Dame at $71.9 million. That's a lot of macadamia nuts. And then just to take a little pit stop, because I think we kind of mad and we kind of take on NIL a lot. But I always tell you that I'm pro NIL. This is why I'm pro NIL. So with all the money that Ohio State has, they also have a lot of notoriety, right? So just to prove that they got some money in a good way, look who it was right before the national championship. The freshman phenom Jeremiah Smith, not just getting any mom and pop NIL deal. That boy getting NIL deals from.
Got my Nintendo Switch with me. So where we dropping now? Let's go.
Man, and I'm gonna get a little sentimental because we're gonna get back to hating, but I'm gonna have to be genuine and a really good football fan right now. In high school, we made projects and papers and all these other almost petitions, but they weren't really petitions. We weren't doing anything in the NCAA. We never thought I never thought, at least, that the players would ever actually get paid. So to see that as someone who I thought I was going to be, you know what I'm saying? I thought I was going to be D1, you know what I'm saying? On my 7th year in college football, that didn't happen. But I still love college football. I still love football, and I still want these blessings to be bestowed on some of these kids. I mean, Jeremiah Smith is an absolute freak of an athlete. I mean, coming out of high school, people projected him to already be a top tier NFL wide receiver, and now through his first year, people are talking about why does he need to even play another year? He's 19, send him to draft right away. He'd be number 1 pick. Look, that's what the people are saying about this kid. So the fact that this stuff is so fleeting, right? Cam Newton was at the top of the world. I use him for a lot of analogies because people like to disrespect him, right? But it's like the dude won a national championship and a Heisman, and we take that away because he just didn't do it at the NFL level. Like, that is what we see as the end all be all. Winning a Super Bowl, when winning a Heisman in the NCAA and winning a national championship is an amazing feat. Right? It's an amazing feat to have this sort of representation. So for Jeremiah Smith, the true freshman, right? I think this is absolutely remarkable. This is a kid who was playing Fortnite. Like, he's 4 or 5 years. I'm not trying to give him an age, but he's younger than me. So he was like playing Fortnite. So this is different for him. I played Fortnite back when it was like just straight up like no building, like before even, and then y'all took it over. So he was like a kid when Notre Dame was coming out. I mean, not Notre Dame, when Fortnite was coming out. He was a kid when the first Nintendo Switch came out. Like, this probably hits him in a different way, being able to work with these brands that he got to legitimately play with, and now he's getting to reap the benefits of it and be able to make the money off of his phenomenal play. Congratulations, first of all, to Ohio State for being able to put these young men in that position, right? And also for Jeremiah Smith for being a dog, right? I don't care what Texas fans say, including me, okay? You're a dog, son. So keep it up. All right, enough of the positive stuff. Let's get back to in on NIL, all right? Here we go. We're actually not going to NIL. The hating is done. What we are going to do is get into these predictions. But before so, we have both little snippets from both the quarterbacks, kind of how they see NIL, being a part of these big money programs. And after that, we'll get into these rankings, finish it off, do some predictions, and go from there. So let's start with Marcus Freeman.
Again, we're going to focus on the ones that decide to come here, and it's important. We feel the needs that we needed. Important roles, important guys that we needed here. Listen, we're all competitors. We want everyone. If we could take 30 kids, 40 kids, I'm sure we would. But at the end of the day, you have to continue to sell what you believe attracts young people here. And that they have to make the decision to come to Notre Dame for the right reasons. And if it's not the best place for them, we have to be okay with that and really make sure we're just bringing in the right kids. You can't worry about the ones you didn't get. More so, you have to be concerned about the ones that you are bringing in. And at the end of the day, that's what's important. And I feel like we brought in the exact guys we needed, and we're extremely happy with this class.
How have you seen the NIL conversations develop over the past year, and how do you guys sort of handle presenting that information to recruits?
Yeah, that's it's a topic of discussion. We continue to let the recruits know that you're going to be able to capitalize off name, image, and likeness at Notre Dame as good or better than anywhere else you're looking at. And we believe that, and we'll continue to sell that. And if that's important to you and that's what attracts you to Notre Dame, then this is the place to choose.
You referenced the fact that the majority of this class was committed before the season.
It goes back to commitments, but Marcus Freeman kind of, and let me preface this by saying you have to understand Notre Dame doesn't even transfer a lot in, not only with strict admissions, but just because of you got to like go to school at Notre Dame. Like, you actually have to like do the classwork. So, and they are very high academic wise. So it's kind of like Stanford, where it's, and then of course I'm not sure if it's, I know it's a religious school. I'm not sure if the Catholicity has anything to do with that. I don't know. But it's not easy to get in Notre Dame. They have a high standard of who they allow in, and on top of that, like I said, they also just don't enter the transfer portal a lot. And Marcus Freeman came out to say that he's not going to be entering the transfer portal for another quarterback in this upcoming season, just to kind of give that out. But deeper than that, the way that he is talking about the NIL, he knows that it's a weapon and he's wielding it to the best ability. If you're any of these top five blood, any of these big blue bloods, or blue blood, money wise, at least Texas A&M, I can't believe I said it. Texas, Oklahoma, Ohio State, Notre Dame, Michigan, all those, that big list of boys with all those big bags, right? You're going to be able to kind of wield it not only in the Jeremiah Smith way with just getting actual name, image, and likeness, but also because you got a lot of money that you can call your collective up and give somebody some bread. So here, let's see what Ryan Day has the impact of NIL on Ohio State.
I'm not. I think that a big part of moving into the next, this decade of college football is making sure that you recruit great families, great people who have great character and values, and I think we have that right now. And so I don't see a distraction right now with our guys. I think that some of them have used it and have had really good opportunities to put some money in their pocket. But I think they're also smart about the people that they're putting their name on and with, and building relationships with. I think that they're doing a good job of walking before they're running, and that's a big part of the education that we had. But they also understand that if their academics aren't in place, if their football's not right, then the amount of opportunities are going to be affected. So I think their priorities are good right now. We'll see as we continue into the fall, but right now I think that our guys have done a good job of prioritizing all of it.
Hey guys, excuse me 1 second.
Yeah, and I think that's an interesting outlook on it, right? Especially when you go to one of these top schools, you have to realize that not only is there going to be a lot of money, but in the inverse, these kids are probably going to be it's different for them, right? They're trying to make it to the NFL. So a lot of these kids that are going to these top tier guys, like these schools, they either have some money or their eyes are set on the multi-million-dollar NFL contract. So I think their focus is going to be a little different. So it's fair there, but it kind of, and I thought it was going to be the inverse. What it really leaves with is some of these middling schools dealing with money hungry people, right? If you're going to be in the MAC or the Midwest or the Mountain West or in even the ACC a little bit, those middling conferences, Big 12, people are going to be hopping around even more, I think, because you don't have the promise of consistent, national championship appearances that an Ohio State, a Texas, and Alabama even can promise. So I think it's just a different perspective for different sizes of schools, and kind of goes to the credit of why there needs to be some sort of regulations on it. But here is most recently at the national championship, a joint press conference, both of them, someone asked a question about NIL, so we'll hear about it.
Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. For both coaches, just what you can say about, we live in a kind of me society right now. The we in your team, obviously, to get to where you are right now with the NIL, with the transfer portal, and everything going on, just what you can say about the culture of both of your programs and how you've created a we in this me society.
Coach Day?
Yeah, first off, I would say that, I think as coaches, we get too much of the attention a lot of times. This journey for us has been about our players, our staff, our coaches. They're the ones who are on the field. They're the ones playing. And they're the ones, there's a bunch of guys that decided to forego an opportunity to go to the NFL or whatever it was, other schools, to come back, to have this opportunity to chase this goal. And right now the focus is on finishing, the mission of winning the championship. But, anybody who's around our players and speaks to our players or interviews our players is quick to recognize, what a special group it is, how mature they are. I believe that being at Ohio State, you have to up your game across the board. And every day that you're there, every year that you're there, you just grow up faster, you learn faster, you have to hold yourself to a higher standard. The expectations are extremely high, and that's the way it is, and you embrace it. But this group has been through quite a bit of ups and downs and twists and turns along the way, and each individual player has their own story about where they're at right now, just like Coach Freeman was talking about. Each guy has their own journey. But then also as a group, they've had their own journey. Each class has had their own journey. The senior classes got a great story to tell. But like I've said before, those stories are not told unless you win it. And so that's our focus right now, is winning the game.
Coach Freeman?
Yeah, I think very similar to the answer I said earlier. It's, the ability to make sure everybody feels value is so important. Right, to get people to commit to something bigger than themselves, they have to feel like their determined role is important. And then they have to make a choice that no matter what, us achieving team glory is more important than what I want as an individual.
Yeah, and kind of like alluding to when I was talking about the other advantage that these top tier programs have is that it's easy to commit to that, right? It's easy to commit to saying that, I'm going to be able to fully commit to this team when it's a team that is going to be putting you in a position as a collective in those playoff scenarios. But obviously that goes with, if you're playing better, yada, yada, yada. But regardless, we've yapped enough. We listened enough. Let's get into the predictions for the championship tonight. All right, so just go. This is going back to my roots of my videos where we just look at the rankings entering into this video or into the national championship. Notre Dame has a number 343 and number 4 ranked in points a game, yards a game, and points of play. Number 18 with 6.2 in yards of play. Third down conversion, number 54. One of my most important stats I look down is third down conversion on both defensive and offensive side. Red zone scoring, 68. They struggle in the red area. That is middling in the world of college football. Now on the defensive side, number 2, number 7, and number 3 when it comes to opponents' points a game, yards a game, and points of play. Number 5 and opponents' yards of play. And that third down conversion from the defensive side, they are absolutely elite at number 4 in the nation. Top 10, also elite when it comes to opponent red zone scoring. Now, offensive statistics here from the rushing side. Yards of rush, number 3 in the nation, and rushes a game, number 69. That's very important because that just goes to show their efficiency. They don't even got to hand the rock off that much, but they're still number 3 when it comes to the efficiency of the way they rush, and number 12 in yards a game. And to defend the run, not so great. And Ohio State's got 2 dogs ready to run back there. So number 84 when it comes, number 25 when it comes to opponent's yards or rush a game. But it's not that bad. But opponent rushes yards a game is number 35. Actually, both of those aren't bad. 25 and 35 in yards or rush a game. Not bad, but again, this is an elite offense when it comes to Ohio State and their running ability. And then for the pass play, you have the completion percentage at number 20 from O'Reilly Leonard. Yards of play, number 78. Obviously, look, this is a running team, and we know it. Obviously, with the number 3 in yards of rush, they're efficient and effective there. Number 28 when it comes to interception thrown. Number 51 in the nation when it comes to quarterback sacks. So not the best, but decent when it comes to being able to take care of the ball from Riley Leonard. And then on the defensive side from the old Notre Dame, you got offensive pass completion, number 1 for opponent's pass completion. Number 2 when it comes to opponent's yards per pass. Number 3, yards a game. And then sack percentage, number 28. Opponent interception thrown, though, number 5 in the nation. Not too shabby. Going on to Ohio State. For the offensive side of things, number 8, number 25, 3 and 4 for points a game, yards a game, points of play, and yards of play respectfully, right? So elite in some places, especially when we talk to efficiency, and then, decent in other plays. Actually, I mean, all elite, but some super elite is really what I should say. Now, this right here is concerning. A 50 overall rank in third down conversion. I'm going to go over all the way to the defensive side and look at the number 27th ranked in the opponent third down conversion. Watch third downs. Now, both of these offenses seem to be middling when it comes to their third down conversions, but you have an elite Notre Dame third down defense. So we'll see what happens. Pay attention to third and shorts. Pay attention to third and longs. I think a big deal in that last Notre Dame-Georgia game was that Georgia just kept finding themselves in third and long situations, and that's something that can keep adding up, especially when you keep getting third and sevens to a defense who's elite at getting off the field. So watch that for Ohio State. And then for the rushing statistics, I said this was an elite rushing offense. The stats don't say it. Number 25 in yards or rush and number 59 in rushing yards game. That's a really good offensive attack from the rushing side, but it's not elite by any matters. But the defense is anything short of elite. Yards or rush, number 2 for opponents, and yards a game, number 3 for Ohio State defense. So they're looking to smother that, by all intents and purposes, elite rushing offense from Notre Dame. So maybe I had it flipped there. Passing statistics, number 65, 9, and 6% for, first of all, pass play percentage doesn't matter. Number 9 in completion percentage, elite. Number 6 in yards at the pass, elite. Passes a game, I don't really matter. Pass yards a game, number 23, so that's decent. And number 9, very important when it comes to quarterback sack percentage. Now, it's a little different to the 45 on the interception percentage thrown. Not terrible, but not elite. And then on the defensive side, when it comes to trying to throw against these Buckeyes, yards a pass for opponents, they're number 7. Number 1 in pass yards a game. Sack percentage, number 1. That's some nasty stuff. You better not hope that, hey, I'm talking about Ohio State getting a long third downs. If Riley Leonard has to get into anything besides a 3rd and 5 and is forced to throw against the number 1 sack percentage defense in the nation, it could also get nasty for Notre Dame. So it's interesting to look at. With all that being said, though, I got Notre Dame. Not Notre Dame. I had a Freudian slip. I really went into this thinking Ohio State was going to win. But now looking at the stats, thinking about how Notre Dame kind of shocked everybody against Georgia, right? And how Ohio State, I think, feels like they've crowned themselves after beating Texas. And this is no trying to make me feel good, because honestly, as a Texas fan, I want Ohio State to win because it makes us feel vindicated. Hey, we're good. Actually, I want Ohio State to dominate. But what I think is going to happen is I think we're going to get a good game, and it's going to be it's going to come down to a 30-second or last-second field goal. Give me Notre Dame, 24-21. I like that. I don't know why, but now that I've fully looked at all this, I think it's going to come down to some third downs. There's going to be some huge plays on defense. I don't think Ohio State is going to be able to not start explosive against this Notre Dame team and not capitalize. I think this offense is one that can capitalize as opposed to the Texas offense, which we just couldn't. So we'll see how it matches up. But y'all get down in the comments. Let me know how y'all feel. Y'all got Notre Dame. I got Ohio State. How many points? Y'all leave a like the video if you like it. Dislike if you don't like it. Subscribe if you enjoy college football content. And, man, enjoy the national championship.